Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and with a new video. So in this video, let's cover what are the not so good things about this bike. So this is the Harley Davidson Straight Rod 750, what you see here. It's a 2018 model, clocked around 8,000 kilometers. There are 4 to 5 points which are not good about this bike, and this may vary to person depending on their height and depending on their riding style as well. The first one is a sitting posture. So initially the sitting posture feels very awkward because you see the foot peg is pretty forward set from the seat and you have the handlebar which you have to reach out to. This will put you in a squat position, especially when you're riding. So you will have the feet a little forward and up, and the arm will be reaching out to the handlebar. So this sitting position feels pretty uncomfortable in the initial stage, and especially people who are 6 foot and above. So for them, so it is even more uncomfortable. So one good thing for me is I am 5 feet 9 or 10 inch, so I feel pretty comfortable. So even when I took the delivery of the bike and I started riding, even I felt a little awkward. Once I got used to this riding position, so I was pretty okay. Especially during the traffic jams and the bumper to bumper traffic, where you have to put the feet down and again you have to put the feet up. So you will have that issue with your muscle memory as well. So usually the foot pegs will be here for most of the bike, so under the seat. So this one is forward. It's like a middle ground forward, and it's also higher up. So that is one issue. But later when I realized and I got used to this, and even my muscle memory was following that as well. So with this I was pretty comfortable. So now let's come to the second point which I did not like in this bike, is this whole exhaust system. So when I say this exhaust system looks beautiful, you can see it's very symmetrical in this angle. It goes straight and one pipe is coming up here, one pipe is coming down here. They merge into one pipe. So all this is beautiful to look at. But one thing what I did not like is this part. I don't understand why this exhaust is too far from the body of the bike. They could have tucked it underneath the bike so that even the foot positions they could have designed it better, is what I feel. I don't know what Harley Davidson engineers or the designers mindset would be. So this looks good. Even from this angle, this looks good. The exhaust looks good, as you can see here. But one more trouble with this stretching out is the heat which comes from here. So when you sit on the bike like this, so it is already touching the knee or your foreleg. So you cannot actually be very comfortable keeping your foot down in these positions. This rear cylinder pipe which is coming out, so this section heats a lot and it will hit your inner thigh. So because of this exhaust system design, you will get heating issues here, and you have to put your foot also a little out, and you have to stretch your leg out from the bike. So this is one more thing which I did not like in this bike. So the next point which I did not like is how stiff the front suspension is. So this USD fork is made for cornering, stability, and to improve the performance of the bike, but it's very stiff, especially with sharp potholes or sharp sections of the road. It hits you back. So that is the feedback of this suspension. It is very stiff, in one word. When it is a patchy surface with smoother edges, it works really well, but not on the sharper section. So that is the pillion seat. So as you can already see, it's pretty small. If I measure it also, it is almost 1 feet, if you can say. It starts from here, actually, not this. This is the rider seat. It starts from here and ends here. It is pretty comfortable, but it should have been a little more bigger. So with this I will also cover the foot peg position for the pillion. So it should have been a little more lower. Again, I will come to that exhaust part. If the exhaust was little lower and tucked in, they would have had a lot more room to put the pillion footrest down. So the next one which I am not a fan of in this bike is this instrument cluster. So this has features embedded. It's not like it's an outdated, it does not show anything. It has trip meter, it has gear position indicator, RPM indicator here. The minor concerns what I have in this is with the RPM meter. Harley should have given a separate cluster for the RPM meter instead of this showing it here. This is gear and RPM. So if you start, this will show the RPM. So instead of this, Harley should have given a separate RPM cluster here. And also one more big miss on this bike is the fuel gauge. So yes, this motorcycle does not have a fuel gauge. Now let's come to one of the biggest con which usually most people will say about this bike. So that is the heating issue of this bike. So we understand every higher cc and higher compression bikes heats up, but the manufacturers sometimes tends to do a better work in heat management. So but in this bike I don't see that heat management has been worked on from Harley Davidson. Let me show you one by one. So the first factor is, as you can already see, this left cylinder is already very close to where the rider places or keeps his left leg. So the leg goes like this and you already have the left cylinder. Let me show you. So let me show you here. So this left cylinder is already very close and sometimes it keeps touching as well. So that's why you see a plastic cladding here which is fitted to just to avoid that contact with the engine. And this side also, if you see, this engine pipe is very closer to the inner thigh and this is also very closer to the inner foreleg. So you tend to feel lot of heat when the bike hits up. And one more thing to note here is those radiator fans. So this radiator fans does not have any deflectors, so to deflect the wind away from the rider. So that fan will suck in all the air and blow it directly to the rider's legs. This side as well. So the radiator fan, all the air coming out will come here and gets added to already a hot pipe, and all the air will be blown to the rider legs. So again, this exhaust design also takes that part in engine overheating or the heating felt too much to the rider. Yes, that's it. I think I have covered most of the bad things or not so good things about this bike. In the next video you will see a few good things what I liked about this bike. So until then, please share these videos with your friends and please subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you.